Yeah, it seems like, Liquid has a very straightforward plan, what they want to do, and it's all about that tempo, just like Purge and Wago were saying.
I do feel like a lot of these, pseudo cores like Kunkka, like I do feel like Gammon Gladiators did prove that they do a lot better in the late game than I think people expect. Same with like the Timbersaw. With the new Aghanim Shard, or I guess it's not that new, but with the Flamethrower, like you legit do a lot of damage, and a lot of people are picking up the Aghanim Scepter too. So I do feel like a lot of the time you have these, preconceptions of Dota from like a few years ago that like, oh, late game Timber, not strong, doesn't do damage, but like, man, it actually does a lot more damage than a lot of carries can.
Definitely had some changes, like you said, bringing up the Shard, having the Flamethrower. Making this hero a lot stronger than it was before. But the thing that I'm also worried about here for Liquid is we talked about this laning, right? Just how strong, you could be with, I'm guessing like, the IO and Skeeter are going to be paired up for the most part for now. But, Saksa being on the Grimstroke paired up with like any other stun, anything that can get in there. And there's just a lot of really good pairings that can go along with this Grimstroke.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, even like in this game, we see the pairings also with the Soulbind. Double Toss is pretty solid. Double Chaos Knight spells, like that's insanely strong. Like you can double Reality Rift, double Chaos Bolt somebody, and with the Aghanim Shard, you're getting 2 illusions instead of just 1. Like that's tripling your damage for just a Chaos Bolt. It's really insane. So yeah, they definitely have really solid synergy, but you are playing into a Timbersaw with 3 strength heroes. That is one downside here. I think Zai is slated to have a pretty damn solid game here.
I mean, Zai always makes his heroes look pretty gosh darn good, but like you said, yeah, the draft definitely favoring this Timbersaw early on. It's all about if he can keep up that momentum and if they can put the pressure down. But got everybody headed off to the lanes. And I guess we're just gonna see what Liquid can do here, because Tundra has been looking very, very strong recently, especially.
Yeah, I mean, both teams, like Liquid had the start of the season was tough for them, but they like absolutely brought it back. Tundra as well, actually. They were having a bit of a tough start of the season, maybe not as bad as Liquid, but both teams look like top 10 teams in the world for sure. So. Yeah, there's going to be some insane Dota. I mean, that's why the draft was so crazy, because there's just like mind games happening on a lot of levels here. And these teams are very used to playing against each other in scrims and in officials as well.
And it feels like we're watching DPC again. And as the guy said, a little bit of a preview towards that, the major, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. Top lane going, yeah, decently for Tundra. Doing a lot of harass here. Zai really getting pressured at level 1, man. I mean, that's what they have to be pressuring
him, though.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have any reactive armor yet. He's relying on those tangos for the regen. He doesn't have an IO. So, of course, he does have a Buxy who's going to be able to give him a salve, heal him back up again, but...
Yep, that's basically the job of a support these days. I mean, I hate to say it because I feel like it's been that way for about... closing in on like 2 years now, but you're just a tango and salve bot as a support, and it seems to only have gotten worse. And the funny thing is actually like these two teams are a big reason why that's a trend. I remember watching, Tumby.
Matu. They realize that Insania is not there anymore, so one more hit, and Saksa will claim the first blood.
Just showing the strength of Pango plus Grimstroke in the lane. It's so much nuke damage once you hit level 2 on both of these heroes.
Just good decision making, realizing that Insania is not there, right? So taking advantage of it, trying to really punish Matu.
9 almost got Mickey here. Not gonna use the tree toss. He would need another hit, but he did toss him to the tower. Yeah, we didn't see the ink swell, but the obviously the ink swell into shield crash came out there first, setting that up, just abusing the fact that Insania wasn't there.
Interested to see if we're going to be getting a lot of stacks getting made by this Keeper of the Light. Generally something that we do see. We'll be able to escalate a lot of this farm. So, the stealth up Matu, not the end of the world. Definitely doesn't feel great, but we'll be able to recover fairly easily.
Both sides have great stack takers, honestly. You have the Oh, top lane, nah. Zai's fine, right? Yeah, he's got one.
Zai's going after Skeeter here. I think Skeeter has to be a little careful with the way that he's just playing so aggressively. Another salve over there for Zai. Straight from Boxy. How do you feel about the fact that like supports are just like pouring salves down their core's throat? Ooh, nice shackles though, holding into place.
On the whole creep wave.
Oh, goodness. Oh, looks like Skeeter's gonna be all right, but took a lot of his health there.
Yep, that is an IO. That is what IO does. IO wins lanes. It's so hard to pressure an IO lane. I feel like that's a huge reason the heroes picked is like you're just guaranteed to like do at least decently. You know, you're never gonna lose an IO lane. You just sit there and regen and make somebody unkillable. Like you really have to mess up to lose an IO lane, and we can see why. Like the overcharge is just so powerful.
Oof, the water runes getting taken like just like that. Definitely going to feel bad for poor Storm Spirit. Definitely one of those heroes that would like to have a full bottle if possible, and missed out on it this time with some good rotations from the supports.
Probably the most effective bottle hero in the game, to be honest. Like a rune on Storm Spirit does so much.
Like that or Puck, I feel too. Like something that's very mobile and can take advantage of like all the mana or arcane or whatever, you know?
I just feel like an arcane rune Storm with like 3 null tiles. It just feels like the guy's got infinite mana these days.
It feels dirty, for sure.
It feels disgusting. Like
Boxy. Oof. Almost.
Set you bouncing on Armageddon's
you know, Zai does pull a wave to in front of his tower, so I think in this sort of game, if you're Liquid, you're looking to just get your Timber levels, and then your Shadow Shaman can stack up like the Ancients. They can stack up like a hard camp, and Zai can just get super fat. Like the game's really about Zai. It's not so much about the supports.
No, that makes sense. And again, that is one of those heroes that not only does he make space, he also eats up a lot of space. But paired up with a lot of the very like aggressive heroes on the side of Liquid, I think could pay off very, very nicely. So making sure that Zai's getting those levels, he can be a nuisance. They don't have super great ways of having to deal with him early on. Seems pretty value.
Yeah, because this game needs to go like really late in order for them to actually have a chance of killing Zai. Like if he's even remotely on even farm, you can see here like how little damage he takes. He's got like almost nothing to worry about. I like the way that he itemized, you know, infused raindrop, magic stick, soul ring, bracer, no boots, just like small efficient items. So you're over that threshold of like being burstable with the few nukes that Tundra does have. Zai is realizing all he needs to do is just stay unkillable this game.
Mickey was trying to go for that play, but it's not going to be successful because the rune is, of course, top. So Snake King will be able to secure it here for 9. He's going to refill his bottle, and he's going to be a very happy Rock.
Yeah, and I expect although 9, he did see Mickey on the ward. He saw the remnants being dropped, but no, it doesn't end up getting him. I can see Mickey going home and then TPing to a lane and going for a gank right now, just like farming up the camps, giving his support mid, and going and ganking a side lane. That seems like a pretty good play.
Now this is a nice setup here in the top lane. They are going to have to rotate quite a bit. They've got Snake King, Saksa, and of course Skeeter, but they just don't quite have enough lockdown to hold Zai, but we'll be able to give a little bit of breathing room here. At the same time, Matu's having a pretty nice time in the bottom lane.
Yeah, that leaves Matu solo, and also Insania to pull or stack or do whatever he wants to do. He actually has it stacked a couple of times, this hard camp. So that will eventually be taken. So a little efficiency coming out of Liquid here from Zai being so unkillable up here. Mickey is ganking top, by the way. So
they just dropped that ward, though. Saksa realized that, and look at the way that they're playing so defensively now.
They're
It's gonna go for it anyways. The teleports are coming in though. The drag back over onto Snake King. Gonna try to do as much damage as they can to this IO, but Mickey not prepared for it because they just rip him apart. Smatu gets a kill on 33 in the bottom lane. Zai, again, very tanky. He's got 4 heroes on him, but he is still just trying to fight his way through, trying to get damage over onto Snake King. Sitting very low though, has a couple stick charges left. He's gonna try to buy a bit more time. The new coming through Chakra comes out. He really wants to kill on Snake King, but he's not gonna be able to do it.
That was just beautifully executed by Tundra. I really like that they see that the Storm and the Timber are paired together, which is like a terrifying pairing right now. Like these heroes are super strong, but they don't just go and sit in the tower, you know what I mean? Like, they actually walked up and made it look like they didn't know that this was happening, but they were also close enough to the tower that the rotation from 9 could come in. He TPs into the trees. They get the silence off because Soxa, obviously, he's prepared. He sees with the ward that he put down, and they get a kill on Storm Spear. That's absolutely huge in killing Zai. I mean, this is a hero that's not supposed to die at this point.
But I mean, it did take 4 heroes in those rotations. Is that then worth it because it does take so much time and make some space?
No, I think if you're Tundra, you're totally cool with this. Okay. You have a Storm who's supposed to be snowballing, you know, who's got a Coddle to back him up. Then you have a Timber against 3 strength heroes at this point when you have very little nuke damage. So killing him right now is like, that's not what you want for the Timber team. Like, you want this hero to feel unkillable for like 20, 25, 30 minutes, something like that, because it's a game where that can actually happen. So you kill him a couple of times, this hero falls off, you get an extra item on CK, all of a sudden, CK feels like the Timber counter instead of the other way around.
Right. Good rotations then, for sure.
Stupendous.
Continue to see that we have a rotation coming out from Boxy here to top lane. Already, again, they have this nice ward. They've got the vision. They know that he's on his way. So Tundra definitely prepared for whatever is getting tossed at them. No level 6 online just yet for Shaman either, so you don't have to worry about those serpent wards. But Skeeter and Snaking, they're holding their ground here in this top lane.
Yeah, they really are. They're basically playing the regen game. They realize that, like, yeah, Timber is against 2 strength heroes. Yeah, he could kill them, but, like, you know, what happens if they just run at the creep wave instead and clear that? So I do like how they're playing this. Like, the best way to deal with the Timber, and I know this because this is what, like, Owie taught me, and he's the coach of this team, is you just don't counter him and you just run away from him, and then he doesn't do anything. Like, that's an idea for dealing with Timber, and that's exactly what they're doing.
This rune control has been so on point from Tundra. Every time that a rune's come up, there has almost always been, you know, one of the supports at minimum in position already, making sure that Mickey is not going to be able to refill the bottle. I don't think he's gotten a single rune, actually. Has he gotten, like, 1 water rune? At the very least.
Maybe a pathetic water rune or like
yeah,
a
but he hasn't gotten
not
any action runes.
Not a big boy rune. No, he's got all the boring ones. He's been having a very tough game. They've really neutered him, which I honestly feel like that is a big reason why Liquid is such a strong team. Is like Mickey just pops off in like almost every game that they do well.
Sure. Oh, Boxy getting rolled over here. They have a reload coming in hot, though. So they'll put their attention over onto Zion. They have plenty of damage when they have all the heroes, as they do tow out the boat. But silence over onto Matu. They'll throw a Hex out over to 9. He is so fast, but they'll be able to go throughout the shackles. Mickey trying to decide if he wants to go in. I don't think he does because they end up losing Boxy. So Mickey just gonna have to ball lightning out. 9, he still has that haste rune. He's got the blink dagger online. He's hunting. He's hoping that he can get someone else here. In fact, does manage to see Matu, but the blink will get canceled out. So he's just gonna head on back to the mid lane.
I just realized something as that fight was happening, by the way, that it might actually be that Tundra considers that Io is a counter to Timber, because if they have this idea that the way that you deal with Timber is that he's not actually that strong if you just ignore him until the late game, then Io is like one of the best heroes in Dota for just ignoring people, because not only do you have the regen factor in the lane where you just ignore them and regen through the harass that they do, like on the map, if Timber TP's bot, you can be pushing out top and then relocate to him and fight bot. Like, you can ignore him on the map as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So traditionally you'd think that Timber counters Io because it's a strength hero.
Oh, Mickey, that silence, it hurts. He's gonna try to dodge away. He's sitting so very low.
She's fine.
And he's just barely gonna make it out with 30-something hit points. Nice smoke play coming out from Tundra. They're really putting the pressure down over onto Liquid and making it very difficult for Mickey to be effective as they get tossed back here over onto Insania. He's gonna just heal himself back up using that Illuminate. I like the moves that Tundra's moving though here.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job with the map right now. Like, you'd think that the IO would be with the CK, but like CK with his ulti can just like free farm push up bot lane with his illusions. So
comes another reload in. They don't care about Zai. They're gonna just take down Boxy. He's already gone and dropped those wards. We'll chase back though, toss right back into all of these heroes, all 5 heroes, honestly. Snaking is just gonna go back home. Says, all right, have fun, boys. I'll see you later. And they'll get another kill on Zai. Tundra playing this draft beautifully, especially like you said, against a Timber who should not be dying to this extent if you want this draft to work.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, they're making Timber look like a pretty bad hero here. I mean, on Dota 2 Pro Tracker, Timber does have like a 44% win rate or something. So like I don't know. I can't say exactly why that is. Like, it still feels like a strong hero against these strength heroes, but there are ideas that work against it. Like those obviously do exist. I remember seeing actually Tundra. They picked Timber into Monkey King because they thought that, like, okay, sure, Monkey King counters Timber in lane, but then out of lane, like if you can just get through the lane, then Timber cuts down all of Monkey's trees. It's interesting to see how these matchups change over time with just like fresh ideas that pros have on how to deal with them. And this Timber, it's like he's just being ignored until he's the only one left, and then they kill him. And it looks pretty bad.
Middle tower is under attack.
Mickey has not been able to do anything. Like, look at this. He's forced to just go hide back. He hasn't been allowed to really, he participated in one gank top that immediately got turned around on him because of just the way that Tundra reacts with like lightning speed.
Yeah, that like ward play where they baited with that top ward, like absolutely made this game look so easy for them. That's like what got them the opening into this game, and they've like taken advantage of it ever since.
Sania was trying to do some simple wave pushing out, but you can't do that when there's an IO online, and he's able to just bring some friends down. So another kill here for 9. Snaking being very effective as they push away over onto Mickey. They drag him right back in. Again, couple big hits coming out from this Chaos Knight. Even get the Soulbind out over onto Boxy. Mickey, he can't move. He's stuck in place. A low takedown, Mickey. Boxy just holding on for dear life. Matu is here, though. They might be able to turn the tables around. 9 taking tower damage. Okay, he will end up falling, but there's another kill. Boxy will get chopped down. Skeeter is just having the time of his life. Saxa will fall eventually. Guys, there is still a tower up over here. This is just ridiculous, the way that they're just running at one another. Another chakram placed over on Snaking, but he does have the tether out. And during all that, he still had 33 over here on the side. He wasn't even there yet.
Nah, he's just pushing waves. And he does have his Spear Vessel on 33 too, so Timber, Kunkka, these high HP regen heroes, they're not going to look so strong now that he's got this item. So like Tundra, they've already made Timber look pretty rough in this game, and they've... this is the part where they're supposed to be bridging the gap where Timber looks really strong until they get their Vessel, until they get their, like, late game timings with CK where you can burst Timber before he gets reactive armor, stuff like that. But like, if Timber's looking like this now, just imagine when they actually put a Vessel on him and CK has level 12. He's got those 3 heroes, or 3 illusions instead of just, him and an illusion. Like, it's going to be big damage.
Being placed over onto Mickey. Does manage to take off Phantom's Embrace. Gonna have to zip around quite a bit, but look at this. Look at the positioning coming out from Tundra. Snaking trying to hunt over here. Can't quite find. He's gonna go right past Skeeter, though. He'll continue to try to break down trees, but again, this is not how Mickey wants to be playing the Storm Spirit. Right side, though, a little bit of some pressure being placed in the mid lane, but immediately, okay, there it is. There's that Vessel like we talked about, interrupting Zai's Timber Chain, and again, the reload coming in hot. This is looking like a dead Timber. 4 deaths now over on Zai.
And Mickey's still just sitting in the trees bottom lane. Oh, boy.
See Boxy's desperation play here in the top lane, too. He dropped the Serpent Wards.
Yeah.
Trying to get any damage that he can in the bottom lane. Again, though, Mickey just... like, this is Saxa. This isn't someone who's supposed to be able to do this. Oh, the Soulbind 33 is here. And they just clean up, man. Oof.
Yeah, that's the second time Boxy has connected the Soulbind on Mickey, which feels so bad. Because, like, you want to get there to help out your Storm Spirit, but... like, ironically, you're the reason that he can't get away in both of those scenarios. Feels really bad. Did 9 not see Insania? No, he didn't. Insania's just, like, hugging the tree line.
Please don't look
now
over
they see
here.
him. Now they see him. Oh,
now they
no,
definitely... oh, Skeeter. He was like, come back here. 9's gonna walk right into him, toss him up in the air with the Ava. And there it is. Again, another silence over onto Zai. He's been trying so hard. This game has just been so difficult for him. It's just too much damage. He'll end up losing Zai. Saxa will fall, though, on the back line. And there's the BKB now coming out from Matu, but he doesn't seem very confident about it. So get the shackles off over onto 33. They end up losing Mickey. And now Matu is forced to run away, as is Boxy, but Boxy is not going anywhere. They chase him down. They'll go after Matu, and that's going to be a team wipe on Team Liquid.
Good Gaben. I mean, this is a shellacking. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's just a shellacking. Like, nothing is going right for Liquid. This is not what they wanted out of a Timbersaw or a Storm Spear. Like, Tundra just has answers to both of these heroes, and I mean, the Caudal, the Shadow Shaman, they haven't really even looked like heroes in this game because, you know, they're supports. They, with their cores having such a hard time, I feel like it's hard for them to look like heroes, but Tundra just showing that they know how to perfectly execute around this Timbersaw and around the Storm Spirit. Both of them just don't have games.
I can see Mickey just getting locked down too hard. Matu, he had to pop that BKB, and it does let him survive for a time, but the team just is lacking here.
Like, Matumba has a game, but it's just him. And it doesn't feel like Kunkka is good enough in this game. There's no reason that I can... You're not against, like, Broodmother or something like that, you know, where you're cleaving all of the spiders. Like, I just don't see a reason why Kunkka having a good game is going to win Liquid the game here. Unless his game was so good that he's able to, like, 1v5 or something. He need to be absolutely popping off for that to be the case. So it's just, like... There's just not much you can do because the heroes that you're trying to win off of the back of are having such terrible games at points where they're not supposed to.
So, what does this come down to now, right? Because Liquid's obviously, you know, they still have to play the game. They still have to find these openings. Is it something where they just have to be very, very crafty about pickoffs? Oh, you can't, though. Not when there's an IO. Matu just showing up in the jungle. They thought it might be safe. Is going to have to pop the BKB, and he's sitting so very incredibly low. He's going to try to teleport away, but Skeeter's not going to let him.
420.
Zai is being chased
it.
after.
It's 420. We did it. We have the number.
We got the honey haha number.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Anyway, what happened in that fight? Somebody died.
Yeah, Matu. Matu popped his BKB. He got spotted, and I was asking, you know, is it one of those, oh god, all right, never mind. Well, they do get the kill on Snake King, but now Boxy forced to run. Oh, he does have the Glimmer Cape, but they've got the dust, they've got the answers. We'll try to buy a little bit more time here using that blinding light, as now Insania is gonna just teleport away and leave Boxy to his death. And we have a whole other little miniature fight going on over here on the side as, uh-oh, Zai, that is not where you want to be. Oh no, it's a massacre.
That was a very strange thing to come back to. I don't know what I just watched. There's two men on a hill together. One of them died. Goodness.
That does happen, you know. King of the hill, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh man, it just never stops. It never stops. Tundra just keep going from one hero to kill to another. What do you even do?
Some insane pickoff. You need some crazy good pickoff.
How though? Because this IO just brings someone else. It's like, oh, stop picking on our buddy. He just shows up and he's got a Chaos Knight who just slaps you a couple times and you're dead.
Yeah, realistically, it's like, you know, it's some like Storm zip into grip on like the Pango, and then Kunkka like boats and torrents the CK that comes in. Like, you need some disabling the entire team of Tundra while somebody is also getting focused and killed. And then that happening like a second time as well in the same team fight a little bit later. Like, that's just Dota. That's just what he's soloing Roche. I see.
Boxy. Oh, Boxy.
Okay, dude. I don't know about that, bro.
I thought he was gonna get stunned for sure and just die in the pit, honestly.
Holy shit, they're gonna walk into Roche and be like, what? It's at 50% HP.
Thank you for the present. We're still going to kill you in this game. Oh my god, yeah, they are.
Oh my god. Oh, disaster.
Oh, no, Liquid, not like this.
We're just like, oh, all right, juicy. Don't mind if I do.
We'll let them do. Oh, the double damage too for Skeeter. Oh no. Oh baby, look at that. It's going down.
That warrants a tip for sure. Come on. There's got to be some tipping action after that.
They're too busy winning, man.
Yeah, that's true. Focused.
I'm getting some insight as to how Grumlow plays here on some of these games. Oh, Boxy, run for your life, friend. All right, didn't have any vision on him. We'll settle for some creeps.
Oh, Liquid's doing.
Oh, they're reloading. Oh my god. Oh, that was so close. One more hit, and that's a dead Matu.
Too. Like, that's such a tanky hero. You know, he's got almost 20 armor, 2,200 HP, and he looks like he's just paper.
Just like that Coddle. Looked like he was paper.
Yep. That is definitely who you would expect to get bursted like that. Not so much the Kunkka.
Not the Kunkka,
Is
no.
under attack.
Well, Mickey has BKB now. 9 seconds. So, jumping the
It's
Iowa
nice,
Tango.
but look how tanky they are and how much healing as well as they just, all right. Gonna try to make some plays over on tonight, but the drawback here from Skeeter, it just does so much damage. They still have not managed to finish off 9 as they end up losing Matu. They'll lose 9 eventually, and they'll try to defend a bit more here. Skeeter popping his own BKB. He's got the Io next to him, does have that Inkswell on top, trying to chase after Zai. Will land the Chaos Bolt, go right back in again. That is a very dead Timber, but they won't back off. They still have the Aegis, is now 33, diving in pretty far, just slaps Boxy across the mouth. My God, Tundra.
So, that scenario that we spoke about of, like, disabling one guy while the backlines are being, like, AoE disabled, this Inkswell Aghanim Shard is going to make that very hard. You can just purge all the Shaman spells, the Shaman Grip, the Hex, the Storm Grip. I mean, the only thing you can't purge is the X marks. So, yeah, Skeeter could just be so aggressive here, and he knows he's got the backup of that Inkswell. It's got such a low cooldown, too. When he respawns with the Aegis, he gets another one.
He's got a perfect game right now, 12-0 and 8 currently. Like, playing this Chaos Knight, absolutely, just to a T. And it looks like Liquid, they're gonna try to get some of their vision back, try to reclaim their jungle. They smoked up. And right now, it looks like they're gonna be fine because everybody's moved over to the top area. This is looking like a very difficult game and has been for a little bit. Yeah, they go for a smoke. They're spotting Zai over here. Rolling Thunder from 33 to open up, followed with the Chaos Bolt, the drag back. They did the Glimmer, but doesn't really matter. They've got the vision, they've got the control. And Zai, he's still alive, but he's gonna get dragged right back in again. Drops the Chakra. So they chase after Insania. 33's in pretty deep here. Does have to be careful because Mickey, he really would like this. Look at the Soul Bind off. Chasing over onto the back line. Zai, he's still alive. That was the initial target that they went after, but they eventually managed to take him down. Hex over onto 9. Skeeter's here though. He's got the BK. He's got big boy punches. They'll take that out here as Boxy will fall. Chase after Matu. They've got the Inkswell. They've got the Silence. They've got everything. 9 perhaps going just a little bit too far though. He will eventually fall, but 33 is just continuously chasing with Skeeter. They still have that Aegis online. 14-0 and 10 on this Chaos Knight, and these buildings belong to the side of Tundra.
I actually really like Nine's aggression here. Like, I feel like it looks like he's maybe going too far, but he's like choosing to sacrifice himself in order to turn like a couple of pickoffs into just like an absolute disaster for Liquid. Like, he understands that he's diving into the tier 4s, and like, yeah, obviously that's stupid, but it's what's not stupid is like, you know, killing enemy cores that otherwise wouldn't die, and then he just trusts that Skeeter is going to carry the game. He's not a carry tiny, he's a mid tiny, you know, so kind of taking from like the toss back support mentality, because in this situation, like, it does make sense.
I mean, it's controlled chaos, right? Because this is something where, you know, 9 throws his body and we're looking at it and we're like, wow, that's a little crazy. It's a bit deep there. But because he does this, Liquid's like, okay, well, we have to face him to get towards everybody else. And that allows Tundra to kind of orbit around and pick and choose what they want to do. As Zai, bottom lane, oh my goodness. Good blinding light, buying a little bit more time here. Uses the Yules. They've got the vision, though. Will interrupt that Timber chance to follow up with a boat. But 33's just having the time of his life. He is just pinballing around back and forth. The Zippin, though, coming out from Mickey. All right, they'll end up taking down 9. But look at this damage. Or rather, 9's still alive. Takes down Zai as they'll finish off with Foxy. 9 slapping away Mickey to fall. They need a little bit more space here. No, Skeeter jumps forward here with that reality of drag back. Chases after Insania. Team wipe going towards the side of Tundra. And that Aegis gets reclaimed and the G's get dropped.
Well, every game we've cast today has been a stomp, so I'm hoping for a little more competitive of a second game. I mean, Tundra just dismantled them, dude. I mean, that